Welcome to my channel IIT JEE Olympiads and AP Physics with Ambarish. And in today's video I am going to present to you the solution to INPHO 2020 problem number 5. It is a very nice problem on rotational mechanics, although not very difficult based on standard theory that we study in IIT JEE Advanced. So let's straight away get to the problem. The following is the top view of an assembly kept on a smooth horizontal table. You can see this is the assembly, this is a string and there's a rod of length L connected to a string on a smooth table, and then we'll be hitting it with some object. Okay, so a massless inextensible string of length D lies with one end fixed while the other is attached to the end of a uniform rod of length L. You can see here. The system is initially at rest with the rod aligned along the x-axis and the string stretched to its natural length at an angle with the negative y-axis. Cos theta is 1/3. So this angle is cos theta 1/3. Okay. At a certain instant, a bullet of the same mass m as the rod and the negligible dimensions is fired horizontally along the positive y direction. So this bullet has same mass and it's fired along the positive y. Okay. The bullet hits the rod at its right end with velocity v0 and gets lodged into it. Okay, it gets embedded inside. The impact being nearly instantaneous, so time is negligible in which the whole thing has happened. What is the tension in the string immediately after the impact? Assume the string doesn't break. So we'll see many of the standard IIT JEE Advanced theory ideas play out, like conservation of linear momentum in the direction perpendicular to the external impulse. So the tension will be applied here, and perpendicular to this we'll be able to conserve the linear momentum. And also you know that tension, since it's passing through the end, so if we consider a point just below the end, so the angular impulse of this tension about that point will be 0. So let's see on the next slide what exactly in the details I'm trying to say. So we will use here two principles. One is conservation of linear momentum in direction perpendicular to the external impulse, and second is conservation of angular momentum about the point where the external impulse is acting. Okay, so first, linear momentum conservation. So let's say immediately after the impact, let us say the center of mass has got a velocity Vf perpendicular in this direction. Actually, center of mass will have two components of velocity. One will be parallel to the string and the other will be perpendicular to the string. So Vf perpendicular I am just calling as the component perpendicular to the string. Okay, and where will be the center of mass? So the entire mass of the rod is m, so its rod center of mass is at L/2. Okay, total length is L, so the rod center of mass is at L/2, but then there's another mass attached at the end point. So the overall combined system center of mass is at 3L/4 from point P. Okay, so now let's write the linear momentum conservation in the direction perpendicular to the tension. Because there's no force perpendicular to tension, so linear momentum is conserved. Okay, so now what is the initial linear momentum of the bullet in this direction? So the bullet is coming along this direction v0 and string is going somewhere like this. So parallel to the string the component is v0 cos theta, and perpendicular to the string the bullet velocity component is v0 sin theta. So initial linear momentum of the bullet perpendicular to the string is mv0 sin theta, and this should be equal to what? Now the combined center of mass is moving with Vf perpendicular in this direction. The total mass is 2m. So final momentum is 2m times Vf perpendicular. So Vf perpendicular is the component of the total center of mass velocity in this direction. Okay, so that's the equation number 1, that is conservation of momentum perpendicular to the external tension. All right, then we have a constraint equation. So you can see what will be the velocity of center of mass as seen from point P. From point P, the center of mass will have a vertical velocity of omega into 3L/4. So omega into 3L/4 is the component perpendicular to the rod. So along the Vf perpendicular it will be omega into 3L/4 into sin theta. Okay, so that's what, so 3 omega L/4 into sin theta, that's written here. So that's just the component of velocity perpendicular to the string as seen from P, but P itself has a speed u. We have taken the variable u as the velocity of P perpendicular to the string in this direction. So that means what? Total velocity of the center of mass in this direction becomes what? Omega into 3L/4 sin theta and minus u. That's what I've written. So 3 omega L/4 sin theta minus u, and this should be equal to our variable that we have introduced, that is Vf perpendicular. So this is the constraint equation. All right. Now the third equation is the conservation of angular momentum. Now consider a point just below point P in the ground frame. I'm deliberately not considering point P of the rod because it suddenly starts to move, and therefore we'll have to consider a pseudo impulse on center of mass. So I'm trying to conserve angular momentum in a frame which is a point which is fixed with respect to ground, but at this moment coinciding with point P of the rod. So keep that in mind so as not to make any conceptual mistake there. So I'm conserving angular momentum at a point which is fixed with respect to ground but coincident with P. So now what is the initial angular momentum about that point, or you can say axis. This is a 2D problem, so point and axis mean one and the same thing. When I'm saying axis, that means axis perpendicular to the plane of the slide. So coming out of the slide, you can say. So point and axis I might use interchangeably for 2D rotation. Alright. So now, so it's so velocity here is v0. So what's the initial angular momentum about this axis? This is m v0 L. Okay. And what is the final angular momentum about this? So you know that for rigid bodies, angular momentum is given by m times RCM cross VCM plus ICM times omega. Or to say roughly, we can say angular momentum about center of mass plus angular momentum of center of mass. That's a sort of bad use of language, but that's an easy way to memorize the angular momentum formula. So now what is the angular momentum? So ICM omega, that terms come as it is, plus m times RCM cross VCM. Or we can say that if you see, okay, so what's the velocity of the center of mass perpendicular to the line joining point P dash, let us say under this P dash to CM. So what's the velocity component perpendicular to that? Once again I use relative to P, the center of mass is moving with omega into 3L by 4 in this direction. But P itself, if we consider its velocity perpendicular to the rod, that is u sine theta. So total velocity becomes what? Perpendicular component of velocity perpendicular to the line P dash CM, you can say. That is simply 3 omega L by 4 minus u sine theta. Okay. And that's the just the velocity, and we need to multiply it by the perpendicular distance, that is 3L by 4, and the mass. 2m into 3L by 4 L omega by 4 minus u sine theta into 3L by 4. So this is RCM cross VCM term and plus ICM omega. So this is your conservation of angular momentum equation. Alright. Now we have these three equations, and if we solve these three equations, we can get the value of omega and u very easily just solving this system. VF perpendicular you can eliminate from this, and then just from 2 and 3 you can get the value of omega and u. So you get omega is v0 by L and u as v0 by 3 root 2. So these two things, these are not the final answer, but we'll be utilizing this data for getting the final answer. So let's see how we can calculate the tension. That's our real question, how to find the value of tension in the string. Okay. So now what we can do, consider the torque. So if you take the torque about the center of mass, so you know that external torque is of the tension. So we can take the force perpendicular times distance. So perpendicular force becomes T cos theta. Alright. So component of tension perpendicular to the rod is T cos theta, and this distance is 3L by 4. So your torque becomes T cos theta into 3L by 4. That should be equal to ICM times alpha. Moment of inertia about center of mass times alpha. So alpha can be just written as what? Just torque of the tension divided by moment of inertia. So that's what I've written. Torque of the tension is 3L by 4 into T cos theta, and that divided by ICM. That is your angular acceleration, and you can easily find moment of inertia about center of mass using parallel axis theorem. So I'll not get into that calculation. So we have just substituted ICM in this equation, and we get angular acceleration as 18T cos theta upon 5 ml. Okay. So that's one. And then you also know that P begins to move in a circular arc about this point where the string is the fixed end of the string. So that means what? If it's moving in a circular arc and its instantaneous speed is u, that means its acceleration in this direction has to be the centripetal acceleration, that is u squared by d. The length of the string was given as d. Okay, so this acceleration is u squared by d. And how can I calculate this acceleration in another way? So we can see that acceleration of point P is acceleration of center of mass plus acceleration of point P as seen from center of mass. So what will be the acceleration of center of mass? So I have shown here systematically. So since external tension is T, so acceleration of center of mass in this direction is T by 2m, because the total mass is 2m. Okay, along this theta angle. Okay, and then as if we stand at the CM and look at point P, So you know that alpha is going to be in this direction, clockwise sense. So from center of mass point of view, it will have a tangential acceleration 3L/4 alpha in this direction, and it will also have a centripetal acceleration from center of mass frame, that is omega square into 3L/4. Alright, so now total acceleration of point P is the vector sum of all these three vectors, but I'm not interested in total acceleration. I'm only interested in acceleration of P along the string. So we can just take the components. So this center of mass acceleration T/2m, and 3L/4 component is 3L/4 alpha cos theta here, and this will be omega square 3L/4 and sine theta with a negative sign, because this component will be against T/2m component. Alright, so simple constraint that we also do in many IIT related problems, this type of a thing when string is cut, and I mean almost in the same spirit. Okay, many constraint problems utilize the same theme, centripetal acceleration. So that's what we get. So AP parallel is T/2m, this one. Okay, and then we have just substituted the value of alpha. So alpha is this, and alpha into 3L/4, if you do, you get this term. Okay, and then okay, and omega square, this term also you have substituted, and the total acceleration you have equated to u square by d. Okay, so this is the equation for acceleration of point P parallel to the string. And now you can just solve. You have already found u on the previous slide, so we can just put in the value of u and then solve this equation for t. If you solve for the equation for t, then this is what you get. T comes out to be 5mv0 square by 4 into 1/18d plus 1/L√2. So that's our final answer. So hope you all liked this video, and if you did like this video, please do subscribe to my channel if you have not already subscribed, and please share this video as much as possible with your peers, students who might be preparing for physics Olympiads or IIT JEE Advanced, who might find it useful, and please do give it a thumbs up. That's all for this video, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much.